Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Bonjour aux premières personnes qui nous rejoignent en ligne. On va attendre encore 2 petites minutes que tout le monde se connecte et puis on va bientôt démarrer. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Comme je disais, on attend encore un petit peu, 1 petite minute que tout le monde se connecte et puis on va démarrer dans un instant. Merci. Eh bien, il est 11h02, donc je vous propose de commencer. Et puis, je vais passer à l'anglais pour que l'on puisse communiquer avec nos collègues du réseau espagnol qui nous ont rejoints aujourd'hui. So, hi everyone. My name is Camille, for those who don't know me. So, I work for the Network France, and today we organize, I think, our fourth virtual visit presenting other networks of the UN Global Compact. And today we are joined by Dulce, who will be presenting the Network Spain and their value proposition and how you can benefit from joining in other countries or your subsidiaries or your different stakeholders. So today what we'll do is I'll make a short introduction of what is the UN Global Compact in a very short manner, and then I'll hand over the floor to Dulce. We'll go more into details on the Spanish value proposition. And obviously, at any point in time, do feel free to pop a question in the chat and we'll answer. Or at the end, we'll have a live Q&A and Dulce and I will be here to answer any question you might have on today's session. Also, please note that this session is recorded and we'll provide the link of the replay later on to those who couldn't join us today, or if you wish to watch the session again. So as I said, my name is Camille Boss. I'm the International Project Officer here at Network France, sorry. And I would be your contact point for any international events we organize. Let's say the UN Global Compact is joining a COP climate or the upcoming conference on oceans, for instance, in Nice next June. I would be your contact point as to what we organize, how you can mobilize your business on these big international events, and contribute to the conversations. So to do a quick overview of what is the UN Global Compact, obviously you know what this is because you are all participants of the initiative, but it was launched back in 2000 by former Secretary General Kofi Annan to give more of a human face to the global market and how businesses can integrate values related to human rights, environment, anti-corruption, and international labor laws to their business model. And so for that, were created a principle-based approach which is a toolkit for businesses to implement the 17 SDGs. And so for that, the UN Global Compact and its country networks organize webinars, accelerators, events, and different resources to help businesses get on board with the 17 SDGs and progress every year. So through publishing the communication on progress. And so obviously, there is the headquarter of the UN Global Compact, which is based in New York. You have regional offices throughout the world, but you also have a number of country networks that operate in different countries and make sure that you get the most accurate guidance on the SDGs based on the country you're based in. So with the local language, for instance. So here at Network France, we provide a number of accelerators and webinars in French to make sure that businesses in France can really understand what the SDGs and the 10 principles are about. And this is the same logic with Network Spain. They run content in Spanish to make sure that Spanish companies can also contribute to the 2030 agenda. So with that, I'll hand over to Dulce, who will present what the Spanish network is about. Dulce, the floor is yours. And thank you for joining today and contributing to the virtual visits we've been organizing for the past few months.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dulce Sabanero. Bonjour. I'm not good at French at all, so I'm sorry. Okay, so a quick introduction. At the Corporate Development Department, I am the responsible for coordinating the annual multi-channel acquisition plan, focused on attracting new participants and identifying the strategic prospects. I also foster business relationships, oversee the strategic growth team, and explore opportunities to expand the organization's reach. So, long story short, my team and I, we are the responsible for the outreach. Um, and Okay, so today I'm going to share the value proposition of UN Global Compact in Spain, and I will try to keep it very simple and very short, I promise. So let me walk you through our value proposition. Can we go to the next? Yes, yes. So our value proposition is structured around these three key pillars: the learning, the visibility, and the networking. Let's begin with the learning, the backbone of our offer. So we believe that knowledge must be accessible and adapted to all types of companies. That's why we offer several levels of learning. So the first two resources you can see, I'm pretty sure you are already familiar with them. So I'm not going to deep dive into them. The first one is the UN Global Compact Academy, our global learning platform offering high quality content and available in multiple languages. The second resource is the accelerator programs. In Spain, we currently offer three key programs: the Climate and Vision Accelerator, the Business and Human Rights Accelerator, and Target Gender Equality. So, in comparison, the French network runs an extra accelerator program, which is the SDG Innovation, which shows how flexible and adaptable our global local model is. So the third element we have is the Academy Spain, which is a local platform designed to meet the needs of our participants, and it's also adapted to the Spanish context with trainings, courses, webinars, practical resources, and updates on Spanish and also European regulations. such as the CSRD, among others. And the last resource we have is the Sustainable Suppliers Program, or Proveedores Sostenibles, which is a 5-month free program designed for SMEs invited by large companies in their value chains. So this is a very popular program for us. Right now we are on our 3rd edition. This program has already reached nearly 6,000 participating SMEs. And well, as I just said, it's very popular. It's very successful program, as you can see. And it is important to note that for this program, it is required to have a minimum of 10 employees. I don't know if, because I saw the chat. Okay, just I forgot to mention, if you have any questions, just write them down and we'll answer to you as soon as possible, okay? Okay, so going back to the sustainable suppliers, or proveedores sostenibles. As I just said, it is important to note that this program requires a minimum of 10 employees. And for the smaller SMEs that do not meet this requirement, we have another option, which is the Open Academy Spain, a free open access platform with practical pills, like small doses, on essential sustainability topics. And we believe it's just like the perfect resource, a perfect entry point for SMEs beginning their sustainability journey. So let's move to the next slide, please. So in terms of peer learning groups, as you can see, France currently runs three thematic groups. And in Spain, we have 2, the climate and human rights. And well, we aim to expand these spaces in the near future. And additionally, can we go to the next slide, please? Yes. Additionally, each year we organize sectoral working groups based on participant demand and also in their interest. So these are spaces for companies within the same industry to explore common challenges and share best practices. For example, last year's we held working groups focused on tourism and construction. And next month, as you can see, we are going to launch our fashion and textile working group, open to all participants from that sector, of course. And this is just an example of our landing page. And okay, so just an extra comment. We are also taking a step further with the design of a territorial strategy to better connect with the regional context. So we recently added a new position focused on this, and while the strategy is still underdeveloped, it represents a clear commitment to be closer, more accessible, and more aligned with local realities. Now the next one, please. So in addition, we offer this hub, the SMEs Hub, which is a space with over 90 free resources designed to support small and medium companies and also to help them to implement sustainability actions. And what can you find here? Well, you can learn how to implement key policies and align with the 2030 agenda. You can get inspired by best practices from other SMEs. You can get access to templates, model documents, and ready-to-use materials, which is very interesting and is very helpful for SMEs. And also you can discover how to to tackle current challenges and prepare for future regulations. So moving on to the second pillar, which is the visibility. We believe that sustainability leadership must be recognized, celebrated, and amplified. That's why we offer the Comparte platform, or the platform Comparte, which literally the translation for this is to share, where companies can publish their good practices and their commitments, inspiring others and gaining visibility, of course. Also, you could have access to speaking opportunities in national and international events organized by us or external partners. And another point is the awareness campaigns aligned with international days or global milestones, helping our participants, helping our companies raise their voice, giving them visibility while promoting shared values. And here you can see some examples of our participants, which I believe you already know them since they have presence in France. And well, finally, the third pillar, which is the networking. So we create opportunities for meaningful connections through events, through roundtables, and through dialogue spaces. And we believe transformation also requires collaboration. And one of the best examples of this is our recent event, Movers de la Sostenibilidad, which brought together over 300 participants from diverse sectors. And this event wasn't just informative, it was a bit emotional. We danced, we laughed, we listened, we learned, we shared, and we reconnected with our purpose. Because sustainability is not just a technical agenda, it's also human and collective. And here we have a video to share with you some of the insights we lived last week, actually. Can you play, please,
Yes,
Camille?
and noting that there is music, but potentially you won't hear
We
it.
can
Yes.
sing.
So, or maybe we will prefer it to be silent because we don't know if singing is a good idea. So yeah, please note that it will be a silent video. I'm launching it now.
Yeah, so yeah. Just to wrap up, I just want to emphasize that our value proposition is not only a set of services, it's also a commitment to support people and companies that believe a better world is possible. And if we are here now is because we truly believe this. And we're not only building sustainable businesses, we are building a more human and just and resilient society. So thank you. And let's move to the questions that I see some of them.
Yes. Thank you, Dulce. And I will pass on to the last slide if you up. Sorry. Yes. So I think there were questions in the chat in Spanish. So unfortunately, I
Ah, muy
cannot
bien.
understand Spanish. Uh,
Ah,
I don't know if you can go through them and maybe provide an answer.
yes. Okay, so Javier Rey says that I don't know, should I read it in Spanish or
Maybe
English?
in English for the French participants who joined
Uh,
us and maybe don't speak Spanish.
Okay, I'm gonna read it in Spanish
Yes.
and then I'll
Yeah,
answer in English because it will
sure.
be complicated to me to translate at the
Absolutely.
same time. So me gustaría saber si es posible adherirse a Global Compact de una región a otra. Actualmente estamos en Francia, pero por disponibilidad de recursos quisiéramos migrar a España. Okay, so you are already in France. It's possible. I mean, you can add, even if you are already in France, you can add your new company or your subsidiary in here. It's not problem at all, and you could have the material and all the platform and all the content also in Spanish, of course, but also with this context of the Spanish vision and the Spanish needs aligned with all the national and international uh, directions. And yeah, so the answer is yes. It's possible, it's not a problem at all. So dice, hola, mi empresa, soy Laura Delgado, mi empresa está basada en Bélgica, pero no hay representación de la UN en Bélgica. ¿Cuáles son los beneficios de unirse en España en vez de en vez del lugar de la sede? Okay, so you want to join the UN Global in Belgium, but there's no network there, and but you are in France already, so it will be the same. If you are a participant in France, there's no problem for you to also be a participant in Spain, even though you are not in Belgium. So it's possible as well. If you want, or well, at the end of the presentation, you'll have all my information. We could have a meeting, so I can present one to one and just adapt all your needs and to your questions specifically. But yes, it's not a problem for this, Laura. Thank you. And this says Javier. Okay. So I'm sorry.
And we have a question in the Q&A box from Clément Robin, who's asking, can we access the Spanish resources while being a French member? And the answer would be no. You would have to be also a member in Spain to access the events and special resources that Dulce mentioned during the call. What you could access, though, in Spanish would be the academy. So there are resources on the academy that are in Spanish, and thus you could access them. And then for the rest, all the tailored content in Spanish and based in Spain that the Spanish network has developed, then you would also have to join locally for that. Just like the companies that Dulce mentioned in one of the slides, Leroy Merlin, Afflelou, Inditex, and Cemex, they're all foreign companies that are not Spanish. they are members in other networks. CEMEX are participants in France, for instance, or the four are participants in France, but they
Yes.
also joined locally to benefit from the local value proposition. But maybe, Dulce, you can say a word. Is there a specific fee for subsidiaries that are already participants in another network? How does it work in the
Yes.
network?
In Spain, it depends of the revenue sales of the company in Spain. Okay, but as a benefit, we have like a limit. I mean, if you have a revenue that is over whatever X amount, we have a limit. So the maximum of the fee will be 4,700 euros. That will be the limit, and it doesn't matter if you have more revenue the next year or this year or whatever. So that is like the limit we provide as a benefit for this kind of cases.
Okay, thank you. Do we have other? Oh, there's a hand raised from Juanma Camacho, I think. If you want
Juan?
to open your mic, I just allowed you to activate your mic if you'd like. We don't hear you. I see you. You opened your mic, but we don't hear you. Or maybe it's just me. Dulce, do you hear?
Oh,
Ah, perfect. We hear you now.
okay. I'm Juan Camacho. I went into in the presentation a little late. Okay, delayed. But
Okay.
until now is you are say all the seminary until now.
Did we present all the events and seminars that the Spanish networks provide?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did. But if you arrived late, it's not a problem because this session is recorded, and so we'll provide the link later on, so you'll be able to watch the video again. And also, I'll provide Dulce's email, and I think maybe it was written in the chat also. But so you can reach out to Dulce with any question you might have later on.
Okay. Perfect. Now I haven't any question. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
I prefer to 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 be hearing you the rest of the presentation. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you,
Perfect.
Juanma. We're actually
Thank you.
arriving to the end of the presentation. Except if there are other questions in the chat or in the Q&A box, feel free to pop your question or to raise your hand because we're arriving to the end. But yeah, thank you so much, Dulce, for presenting the value proposition. I think it's always useful to see that the UN Global Compact, sometime we only know it through our own country network, if we're based in France or any other country. But it's actually good to see that it exists in other country and it always connects us to a community of businesses that are aligned on the SDGs, on the 2030 agenda, and you can get resources in your own language and tailored to your own contexts. So
Context.
yeah, totally. So the Spanish network is really active and has lots of activities as we saw. And for instance, the suppliers program that you are launching for the third time is really successful. And this is typically the spirit of the UN Global Compact. You allow businesses to get content and guidance on how to transform their business models. So, for instance, I think it's a really good highlight that you provided on this program. If you are a company that is based in Spain, you can enroll your suppliers in this program, and you can transform or start the transformation of your whole value chain. So it's very valuable. And you have contents like this in many country networks. So it's really good to know that these resources exist to help your company transform and align on the 2030 agenda. So thank you so much for that, Dulce.
Thank you. Thank you to the French local network, and especially to you, Camille, for organizing this session. It is a real pleasure to be here with all of you, exchanging experiences and building stronger connections across networks. And as you just said, if you have all my information, my email, and if you have any other questions, or if you prefer to have a one-to-one meeting, I'll be open to have and to give you more information. As I promised at the beginning of this session, this was only an overview of our activity. But if you want more detail, we can have a session specific to each of you. So thank you, and I hope to see you soon. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Dulce. Thank you, everyone. And also feel free to scan the QR code on the screen and tell us what you thought of the session, what you'd like to see next time, other virtual visits. It's always good to have feedbacks. So thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.